Hello everyone, welcome back to Water Vision Ships Blitz game. This is in the premium tier 6 Italian cruiser, the new one, the Duca d'Aosta. I have done a stats review video. Well, I have not done a stats review video. I have attempted to record a stats review video, so I am very familiar with the stats on this ship. The summary of the stats review video, which will eventually get made, is that this ship is a fairly good all-rounder. It's fairly strong, but it's not obviously nowhere near the Graf Spee. It's got good long-range torpedoes, good long-range guns with rapid fire, although the SAP may hamper those guns, and we'll find out in the battle how much that is. The agility is fairly middling, but not terrible, so it's not the same as, let's say, the Huanghe or the Sirius, but still, it's got a reasonable agility. It's a bit sluggish on the acceleration, reasonable in the turn, but still, in a lot of ways, if you've played the Grasse, then you'll probably find this ship quite familiar, apart from the fact that you'll be missing the HP horribly. HE horribly, not HP, the HE. So, anyway, let's roll into it. So, I've got semi-armoured piercing, and I want to use that to my best advantage. So it has lower penetrating power but does more damage, which means that I don't really want to be firing it at battleships because, well, it has lower penetrating power. This lead brick mass is my going concern at the moment. You can see that something else shot at me, probably a Brooklyn, that would have, or maybe the New Mexico. I probably shouldn't have done that because basically this would have been perfect to have done this tremendous amount of damage. As it is, we hit the island. So this lead brick mass, he's keeping that island between me and him. He's looking for his opportunity, so he's going to take the opportunity out this side, and he decelerates because, well, that opportunity isn't really there to be had, and the angle of the island, as long as I keep moving forward, he's unable to fire torpedoes at me, but I have a sonar and I pop it off anyway, just in case. That final shot's hit the island. So yeah, so the Duca d'Aosta, yeah, as a cruiser, it's not the best at anything, but yeah, it's pretty good at most things. Here we go, the lead brick mass is going to make a break for freedom. Probably to try and engage our cap, or at least do something more useful in the game than hide behind an island. And unfortunately for him, semi-armoured piercing is, well, very effective. Giving me a first strike, which is nice. So this Grasse now. We've got SAP loaded. So what we're going to do is open up the selector, so after we fire. So at SAP, we get 4 hits with a whole lot of half penetrations, or 3 half penetrations. We go AP, we get 4 hits with 1 half penetration. So basically where I hit the ship is very important. So I'm going to be aiming for the bow. I get the torpedoes off, and basically the torpedoes are there just to make life more miserable for him. As you can see, he's starting to run because the Grasse now behind him is obviously managing to just get that damage a little bit more effective. We get a torpedo hit, really knock him down, and then the other Grasse now takes him out. Right, here we go. So we're heading in towards the enemy cap. In a Huanghe or a Sirius, I'd have smoke to reappraise the situation, but here I probably should have turned to the right here, but being greedy, well, guess what? We'll have none of that. So the other thing I really need to consider is, at the moment I have the rapid reload, so I have instead of a 7-second reload, it's 6.8. But what it means is that my main gun traverse 10 degrees per second is actually quite sluggish, and I am finding that I'm not getting the guns on target fast enough. So here we are, we're going to try and head off to the north, draw the fire away, but open up the distance because it is a good long range ship. I could not decide not to fire, I suppose, but the lack of the undetection mechanics are not the same in Blitz's PC. Once you're detected, you sort of stay detected even if you go beyond range, and I'm not sure of the mechanics of how you fall back into undetected. So one of the equipment slots that I have on this is the Concealment. Now this has phenomenal concealment, considering everything. It has the same concealment as the Huanghe, which is 7.56 base, so you can really drag that concealment down. And unfortunately you can't see it at the moment, but the detection circle is absolutely tiny compared to the fire range circle, so you can really get yourself into a good position. However, once you open fire, it's all over, you're detected, and probably I should put that into a different module. So that's a choice to reconsider, so maybe get the second module into acceleration, because the ship really needs that, and get the slightly better turning performance out of the third module. And yeah, and then play it more at a distance, which is really, well, that's good, someone's dealt with that. Well, we're right on the edge of the map. So what we're trying to do is keep ourselves at enough of a distance that we're a bit of an attractive target, not a one shot, but keep the damage coming in on the bad guys, which is really the strength of this ship, is that distance play. It hasn't got the same hard-hitting guns that the Molotov has, but the guns reload much more quickly. Right, so now I've got a bit of a problem. So we head in. Now heading in closes the distance, which is bad, but heading in also does the benefits from the point of view that I don't get slammed by as many shots landing. But I think, so we're turning in towards this Brooklyn. We get a hit on it. As you can see, the 6-inch guns on this ship leave a lot to be desired. That takes a lot of our health out, but we should be able to finish them off with that. We do, and unfortunately we've got a carrier left. Now the battleship's probably heavily occupied because our carrier's nearby, but this torpedo bombers and the performance of the ship lets me down. I try and get myself to close that range, but the bombs arm, the torpedoes arm, and basically it's all over. However, we did take down 2 ships, 58,000 points of damage, 4 torpedo hits, so probably, and you can see the detection circle versus the shooting circle there at the minimap before it disappeared. So yeah, so basically there's a few adjustments that I should make, but overall it feels like a good all-rounder. I'm a bit of a knife fighter with my cruisers, so I do have a bit of a reliance on smoke-armed cruisers, so I did get myself into a little bit more trouble there than perhaps I should have. However, yeah, we did fairly well, a fairly good showing. It's a comfortable ship to use if you're a Brooklyn captain or a or a Molotov captain or anything like that. You should enjoy this ship quite a lot. If you're a long-range sniper, I think you'll have a great time with this ship. Good against destroyers, a tougher time against harder, heavier targets. So across the course of the battle, 132 main battery hits. There was a lot of time spent waiting for the Liebrecht Mast to make up his mind. Only 4 torpedo hits, and probably, in a different game I would have fired them a lot more often. Still, very comfortable ship to use. Yeah, it's quite impressive. These Italian ships do tend to be quite good across the board, is my impression, and this is no exception. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.